Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, friends. Welcome to another snackable solo version of the Marketing Your Practice podcast. Today, I'm talking all about live video and why I think you, yes, I'm talking to you, should be making more live videos, okay? Now, before you get overwhelmed about the whole concept of making videos, because for many of you, you like the idea of making videos, but that's stressful. And then the idea of taking it up again to be making live videos can be even more overwhelming. So hopefully in the next 5, maybe 10 minutes, I can show you a kind of easier platform or easier kind of strategy to making live videos and why I think they're really great. So let's start with this. Live video generates more comments, more shares, more engagements, and more viewing time than standard video alone. Now remember too, before we actually dive into this, remember our whole goal with this, and I say this all the time, and I say it again just as a reminder. The whole purpose of our marketing is simply this: to have more people know us, like us, and trust us. And the more people that do know us, like us, and trust us, the busier our practice will be. So any platform, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever it is, if our audience is there, then what can we do to actually have more of them actually engaging with us? And the research is really clear, is that live video has more of them actually engaging. You know, they're much more likely to ask a question. We'll talk about that more in a moment. They're much more likely to leave comments. And when the social media platforms actually sees engagement, they're going to be much more likely to push our content out there, which that means have it run through the feed again and again and again. Now, second is live videos is actually perceived as way more authentic and it's way more relatable than pre-planned social media. Now, I think there has been this time with video in particular where stuff got really high production value. Everyone was getting fancy cameras and backgrounds and all those kind of things. And you only need to take a look on Instagram with most of the photos that people are posting. You know that's not the first photo they took. You know, it's got filters that run through it and it might be the 5th or 10th or 15th photo till they finally got the right lighting. Now, that kind of stuff is being pushed to the side now. We want to authentically connect with people. And with live video, we can't do it again and again and again. So there's that level of authenticity. And I think authenticity is a real superpower. Now, you might remember a little while ago, I talked about there being 3 different kinds of content that we should be making. We need to make connection content. That's one of the pieces where people get to see the real you. And live video is just stunning for doing that. So that's another reason why I think live video is great. So number 3, and we kind of touched on this beforehand, is that live video allows people to interact. Now, sometimes if you start to study the marketing world at all, then often you'll hear this saying is that content is king and that we should be making really great quality content and content that helps our audience get one step closer to the health result they're looking for. And I totally agree with that. But there's actually one step above content being king, and that is relationships. That's really what we're about. You know, more people knowing us, liking us, and trusting us. And if people feel that they can really relate with us, engage with us, ask questions, and interact with us, then it's going to have us getting a step closer to that know, like, and trust, obviously, as well. So when viewers are watching live videos, not only are they able to interact and connect, but they're able to get instant feedback as well. So it almost feels like they're participating in the video. Now, this doesn't mean, and I'll take a side note here, this doesn't mean that live video is only great for while it's live, because if the truth be known, that most of the live videos that I make, whether they be for ADIO Media or whether they be through the Life Chiropractic platform, most of the views come afterwards as well. So even though most of the views come afterwards, we still get all of these benefits that we're talking about as well. But there's something really exciting about the interaction that comes with live video as well. Now, interesting, when we look at the research, and on to point number 4, here's the majority of marketing professionals, research that's been done, see a much greater return on investment. So whether somebody wanting to sell a widget, sell some lipstick, or whether in our case, we want people coming into the practice and making an appointment, you're much likely to get a much better return on your time, effort, energy, and if you're boosting it, your spend for a live video than you will with any other type of video. Now, interesting, audiences are loving live videos of all ages. So maybe you might be saying, listen, Angus, I tend to focus on much older folks or much younger folks or this or that. Look, across the board is that live video is growing at an exponential rate as well. Now, according to Facebook, 78% of the users are already using and interacting with live video. So it's here now. This is new or something that's going to happen in the future. Live video is a part of what we're seeing through our live videos on Instagram, our live videos on Facebook. Same thing kind of happening across YouTube as well. Now, again, when we talk about that kind of return on investment thing as well, is that people spend 3 times longer watching live stream content than they do on kind of pre-planned or non-live videos. And so if we can have people watching our videos for longer, provided it's great content, of course, we're much more likely to be able to build a relationship of them. Now, some other stats that are pretty wild here, 80% of your patients would much rather watch a video from you than read your blog. So again, they want to be watching videos and they want to be watching live videos even more as well. Now, when it comes to live videos, maybe you're starting to think, okay, maybe I can make this first live video as well. What am I going to make my live video about? I'm scared to be on camera. Well, one of the great things about a live video is it doesn't have to be about you. And in fact, one of the things I suggest that you do is just start with an interview. Like an interviewed live video can be fantastic. And maybe you've got a couple of doctors that work in your practice. Maybe you've got a Pilates studio down the road, a naturopath around the corner. What kind of partners or community partners do you have that you could sit down with and you could actually interview them? You could ask them a bunch of questions. Now, interviews are also a really great way for you to build authority and expertise and even a little bit of celebrity in your town. I mean, think about Oprah Winfrey. Now, whilst Oprah creates her own content now, she built most of her name and her authority and her celebrity just from interviewing other people. And when you're sharing cool and helpful information via other people, it'll still have massive benefits for your practice. So who could you team up with? And this might be a really great way for you to meet new people. We've got new practitioners coming into our practices working all the time. And one of the ways that I encourage them to start to build relationships is, head down to the local gym, meet who's there, and then ask them, hey, listen, we do a live stream every week on a Wednesday at lunchtime. Can I interview you? I'd like to know more about your gym, and my audience would really love to know more about your gym as well. That's a really great way to build referral partners as well. Q&As can be another way to do live videos. Now, to begin with, it's quite likely that nobody will be watching your first live stream. So there might be kind of 1, 2, or 3 people there as well. So get some questions in advance over this next week. Let your patients know, hey, listen, we're going to do a live video on Thursday, and we're going to be answering all your burning questions all about how to boost your immune system, how to naturally decrease pain in your body, how to get rid of your headaches. You pick a topic, whatever it is, or any question that you want to know about chiropractic, naturopathy, that kind of stuff there too. So get a list of 10 or 15 questions before you get there, because maybe there might not be anyone live, or if there is live, they might be a bit nervous to ask some questions. So get all your questions organized all in advance, jump on the live, and it could just start like this. Hey gang, Dr. Angus here from Life Chiropractic. It's Wednesday, midday. We're going live, and today we're answering all the questions that you wanted to know about how chiropractic might be able to help you and your family as well. So if you jump on the feed here, then be sure to ask questions down beneath. I'll be checking in with those. And while we get started now, I've got a whole bunch of questions that have come in from our existing patients throughout the week. Then all you need to do is repeat the question and answer it. As simple as that. We love Q&As. They're a really terrific way for you to kind of put content together as well. And of course, you should be creating how-to content. This is where you're sharing information on how to boost your immune system, how to naturally increase your fertility, how to decrease pain and inflammation with the foods that you've got inside of your house here, how-to or transformational. I really like to think about how-to information as transformational information, because that's the difference. I've got some distinctions recently, because there's plenty of information out there nowadays. If I wanted to look at, how to boost my immune system, improve my digestive system, those kinds of things, there's no lack of information. So we don't want to just be selling our patients, our community. We don't want to be just inspiring them towards more information. We want to be talking to them about transformation. And transformation is more than just information. It's mixed in with a language that's motivational. You're telling people what they can look forwards to. You're telling people what they can prevent from happening. You can tell them about, of course, because remember this too, we're 2.3 times more motivated to move away from pain than we are towards pleasure. So it means we should be reminding our audience, hey, listen, if you don't stop smoking, here's what'll happen. If you don't look after your spine, here's what'll happen there too. And these are all part of the ingredients that go into there being transformation as well. And of course, live video is great for product updates. So many of you sell products inside your practice, whether it be a pillow, some magnesium, some fish oils, or if you're more into that, you might have a whole range of different things there too. You can do a live video, which is, hey gang, Angus here from Life Chiropractic. It's Wednesday lunchtime. Today's live stream, we're talking all about magnesium. We've got five different types of magnesium, and then explain them to them. Why the differences are between Carmex and this and that and all those kind of things there too. So you can do a product update as well. So these are all really simple frameworks for you to make live videos as well. So let's go over those again. Interview, okay? In which case, all you've got to do there is ask someone else the question. They've got to come up with the answers. Q&As. These are a fantastic way for you to share information. And what's great about Q&As, remember I said right back at the beginning of this podcast as well, is that one of the things that our audiences really love about live video is that they can interact as well. So Q&As are really great. Of course, how-to or transformational videos and product updates as well. Now, there's other things that I really love about live videos too, and I want to share two of those with you today before we wrap up as well. Live video also means no editing. And one of the things that holds so many of you back, the feedback that I get is, how do I edit my videos? I've gone to all this effort to make my video and now I've got to learn an editing platform, and should I just use iMovie or ScreenFlow, or do I need to get fancy in terms of Adobe, all these kind of things there too. So I get it. Editing takes time, and like anything new, we need to develop some skills. The great thing about live videos is there's no editing that is necessary at all. You finish it, you upload it, it's up there. And our community and the people that are watching your video, they almost expect for it to be a little bit rough and ready around the edges. And that kind of leads me on to the second thing I really like about live videos, is they really don't have to be perfect. Now, when we're making videos, often there's a tendency for us to want to script it so it's absolutely word perfect, because we see these beautiful movies on at the cinema, and every word, the romantic kind of dialogue between the couple is stunning going on. But realize someone's written that out, they've practiced it numerous times, and it didn't roll out naturally like that. And in fact, we don't talk like that as well. I want you to take notice perhaps next time that you're in at the cafe and you're chatting with a friend of yours as well. How many times you might actually go, mix up a word, have to stop for a moment to think about something. These are all parts of normal conversation, and they're totally okay in live video as well. So the second thing I love about live video is it takes the pressure off you having to be perfect. And in fact, we don't need to be perfect in any of our videos, because perfection really poisons profitability. And I've always said, Tony and I used to say this all the time when he was here with me at ADIO Media, is the good video that you make will always outdo the perfect one that you don't. Now, I've put all of this stuff that we've talked about today into a great little infographic. You can find that if you look into the show notes, there'll be a link over to the page there as well, where you can download all of this and you can work out, again, hopefully some motivation in terms of why I think that making a live video is great as well. Now, whilst I'm talking about this too, if you haven't already downloaded the 5-part video framework, that gives you a framework, and this framework can be really used for any video, whether it be a live video or pre-recorded video. It'll give you some structure of how video should be started, how we could actually pull together our content, the body where we're delivering the goods. We talk about call to actions. And so that 5-part video framework can be easily molded into live video as well. And you can get that 5-part video framework at adiomedia.com/video. And today, early on today, I just recorded a whole video where I actually do a bit of a deep dive into that as well. So not only will you get the handout, which I'm trying to find in around me here to show you guys who are watching me on the video as well. I can't find it, it doesn't matter. Not only will you get that too, but I've got a video that goes along with it as well, where I kind of dived deep in and showed you different examples as well. So adiomedia.com/video, you can get that 5-part video framework, which will really help you with the structuring and the scripting of your videos as well. So gang, as always, thanks for all that you do. I want you making live videos, okay? Your community, they want you making live videos too, because they love to watch them as well. Keep saving lives. Until next week, have a brilliant week. See you guys. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you have to come and check out the Community Influencer Program. It's my monthly coaching program where we take all this material and I'll work one-on-one with you to apply, implement, systematize, and help guide you and your practice to the next level. Now you can join me on over at adiomedia.com/join. That's adiomedia.com/join. marketingyourpractice.com/join. I'd love to see you in there.